Do you want to lose weight fast? Like fast? Well, if so, then you're at the right video. Because in this video, I'm not just going to throw a bunch of studies at you, tell you a bunch of data, or share a bunch of trendy diets. I'm going to take you by the hand. I'm going to walk you from where you are now, step by step, through exactly how to lose weight. Now, this is the same path I put my own mom down, and she had these incredible results, losing 24 pounds. At her age, she looks amazing. And now I want more people to have these same results. That's why I'm sharing all of this for free right here. So if you can picture yourself a few weeks from now, starting to feel better, starting to wake up with more energy, live your days with more passion, with more drive, because you're working on yourself and you're improving yourself and you're seeing those incredible changes in your body, in your mind, in your energy. If when you picture that, you can smile, you can see it, you want it, then you have found the way to make that happen. My name's Raum. I'm a health educator. I'm the founder of Simpora, and we're about to go on a little journey together. But before we do anything else, before I say do this, eat that, don't eat that, whatever, I want to share this little reframing of how you think about weight loss. You see, you hear people say things like, I'm gonna burn fat, or this is how you burn body fat. What does that even mean? Here's the thing. Here is a fat cell. And a lot of the times when you think about losing weight, you picture just burning these off, just getting rid of an entire fat cell, but that's not actually how it works. And it's important that we understand how it does work because it's going to change how we approach this. Now, I want you to think of this as your new mantra. If you don't activate, you can't lose weight. If you don't activate, you can't lose weight. And so in the coming days and weeks, we're going to be asking ourselves, are we active right now? Are we burning fat? Are we losing weight, or are we not? So back to our fat cell. So this is our fat cell. But an interesting thing is inside of the fat cell is like a little balloon. Okay? And this balloon is actually what fills up and empties out. So when we talk about losing fat or burning fat, what we're actually trying to do is get this balloon to empty back out and release all of its stored free fatty acids back out into the bloodstream so that it can be burned off. Okay, so it can be burned off as energy. So when we say if you don't activate, you can't lose weight, this is what we're talking about. This little sharp needle called hormone sensitive lipase, or HSL for short. So HSL is the thing that actually goes and pokes that balloon and empties it out and lets all that fat come back out through here, pokes the balloon, punctures that, and lets all that fat go back out into your bloodstream, now to be burned off as fuel. So when we say if you don't activate, you can't lose weight, it's because of this guy. You've probably never even heard of it, which is an interesting observation of how wrong so much of the diet advice is. This is just standard metabolic science. So if you're not activating hormone sensitive lipase, then you're not going to lose weight. It doesn't matter what else is happening. So then the obvious question here is, how do you activate hormone sensitive lipase? How do you activate so you can lose weight? Well, that's what we're about to jump into right now, but I wanted to make sure that we're reframing how we're thinking about what is the challenge that we have in front of us. What is it exactly that we're trying to do? And what we're trying to do is activate our HSL. Okay, so we want to activate our HSL to release our fatty acids to lose weight. So if you don't activate, you can't lose weight. All right, let's keep going. So we've reframed how we're thinking about weight loss into these terms of activating HSL, because if you don't activate, you can't lose weight, right? So now we're going to take this and translate it into what it means for you in your daily life. So movie magic. So this right here is your house, okay? And at your house, inside of your house is a refrigerator packed full of all of your favorite food. If you look all the way over here, you realize you also have a bunker, a storage bunker for emergency use only, okay? And way down underneath the ground in this emergency bunker is a box locked up tight. And that has some emergency food only, emergency food that you can use in an emergency situation. I think I've said emergency enough here to get the point across. Okay, so I want you to think of the next time that you're hungry. You want a snack, right? Are you gonna go to the fridge, or are you gonna go outside, open the bunker, crawl down, get the locks off, get all that stuff, and then get out your emergency rations? obviously you're always gonna go to the fridge as long as the fridge is stocked. Maybe if it's a situation when the fridge is empty, yeah, you're gonna have to bust into this bad boy, right? But not on a typical daily basis. Well, it's the same way with your body and fat storage. When we talk about activating HSL is like popping the top on that bunker. So in our analogy, carbohydrates are the things that are stocking this fridge. And so if we want our bodies to go tap into this, which we do if we want to lose fat, then we have to slow down putting all those carbs into this fridge. Now, this is why something like the keto diet has seen so many success stories. Now, hold on, I'm not going to tell you to just go do the keto diet, okay? We're going to do something a little different. We're going to actually stack a few things on top of each other so that you don't have to shake up your entire life. You can just adjust a few things here and there and start seeing awesome results. It is going to mean starting to put a little less food in that fridge so that your body does have to crack into that bad boy, or using things like natural plants to get your body to activate this even while there are still things in that fridge, so that you're pulling from both as an energy source. So now we're at step 1 in our path. We have some basic understanding. We have some knowledge around the why it's so hard to get your body to tap into fat. We also have the how, which is activating hormone sensitive lipase, activating HSL, because if you don't activate, you can't lose weight. Exactly. And we want to lose weight. We want to lose weight fast. So we've laid our groundwork. It's time to take you by the hand and say, hey, come on with me. Our approach comes down to 3 letters, 3 simple, easy letters, because you deserve to have things easy, simple, and straightforward. And those letters are T, C, P. TCP. 3 little letters, the worst handwriting you've seen in a while, but those little crazy letters are about to change your life. This is timing, content, and plans. And so as we start to go down our journey, when we take that first step, I want you to know that we're going to be looking at the timing of the food we eat, the content inside of those meals, and a select group of natural plants that you can use to help support and even speed up that process. And so continuing this analogy, we're going a little out of order, and we're going to look at the C, the content of the meals. Now, to go back to our fridge analogy, there's one element we didn't add, and that's actually as this fridge fills up, when there's extra food, guess where it goes? It gets walked all the way down here, and it gets put in here, out into your fat cell storage. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do when we wanna start losing weight is to stop gaining weight. And that means slowing down what's going into this fridge. Now, I said I'm not gonna put you on the keto diet, all right? I'm not just gonna throw you to the ketosis wolves, but what we are gonna do is we're gonna bring the carbohydrate content of our meals, each individual meal, down to 50 grams maximum per meal. I really should be using like a handwriting stunt double. Like every time I turn to the camera, it just like blinks and it's like this beautiful script, you know, and then it like blinks me back and I'm like, as I was saying, you know, interestingly enough, when I was in college, I actually worked kind of as a stunt double on an HGTV show. The host would basically say, oh, let's do this. And then I would actually go do all the work. And, you know, I'd finish up the remodel or whatever. And I'd give him the hammer, right? And so he'd take the hammer and go that last nail. And then voila, which is always kind of a cool memory. Anyway, so yeah, we're back at our 50 grams of carbs per meal. Okay, so we're going to talk about the timing of our meals, right? But per meal. So say you have, you know, 2 meals per day. Those meals are going to cap out at 50 grams of carbs. Okay, so this is step 1. We've covered the how, we've covered the why, we've covered the C in our TCP method, okay? And that's 50 grams of carbs. Now, in our next video, we're gonna take a look at this. T, how simply adjusting when you eat your meals can actually speed up your weight loss like crazy. So go ahead, click over to the next video. I'll see you soon. Again, my name is Raum, and I cannot wait to continue this journey with you to the TCP method.